the paradigm of reductionism, the denial of death, the cult of quantity. As long as these patterns and myths remain intact, then even if the goddess COVID is exiled to the history books, they will soon draw in a successor. As the threat of medical totalitarianism has not yet passed, I hesitate to retreat too far into the philosophical. It is time to speak out, directly, without hiding behind abstractions. But to ignore the conditions that have brought this civilizational illness upon us would be to commit the same error that motivates so much public health policy. If a virus of corruption, profit, and power has infected the body politic, let us not simply go to war against that virus without asking about the terrain. Why are we so susceptible to hysteria? Why are we so susceptible to propaganda? Why are we so susceptible to fear? Why are we so susceptible to control-based solutioneering? What are the comorbidities that have made the body politic so weak? I have tried to illuminate these questions so that we might become more resistant to future infections of the totalitarian disease. As these questions suggest, the source of our susceptibility lies deep in the collective psyche. To transform it requires nothing less than a total transformation of consciousness and culture, a profound shift in our basic mythology. Ultimately, as the Indian worshippers have recognized, COVID is a mythic event and must be addressed on that level. That is what I attempt to do in these essays, to render service to the goddess COVID in her quest to reveal what was hidden. The illumination of that which was hidden can be a devastating event. Lies and delusions disintegrate, leaving the initiate bewildered, vulnerable, and afraid. Yet that moment also bears the possibility of liberation. It is an initiation from servitude into sovereignty. It is a coronation, when unconscious choices become conscious and hidden masters are exposed. Exposed, they lose their power, which all along depended on deception. The true master reclaims her crown. That is the opportunity before us. It remains to be seen whether we will successfully pass the test. Will we claim true democracy? Will we reclaim life from the altar of safety? May this book be an ally to the part of you that says yes. Chapter 1, Zika and the Mentality of Control. March 2016. Introduction. This is the only essay in this collection that I wrote prior to the COVID era. The year was 2016. As this piece describes, all the ideological machinery was already in place for the transition that began in 2020 to a fully medicalized society. 2 years later, in 2018, I was given another preview of the age of lockdowns. My son Philip was to attend a school camp trip in Rhode Island. Unfortunately, 2 cases of Zika virus infection, a normally non-fatal mosquito-borne illness, had been discovered in New England, so the school authorities canceled the event in order to keep the children safe. To be outdoors, after all, means exposure to mosquitoes. Implicit in that decision is that the responsible thing to do as a parent would be to keep your child indoors at all times, something quite a few parents ended up doing. Yes, for weeks at a time, parents wouldn't let their children go outside. For me, the most crazy-making part of it was that no one seemed to think it was crazy. This kind of decision raised a question that, though it is seldom stated explicitly in these terms, was to become an engine of social controversy in 2020. How much of life shall we sacrifice at the altar of safety? If it keeps us a bit safer, should we never go outdoors again? Never hug? Never shake hands? Never look upon each other's naked faces? Should we demand others do the same? As you listen to this essay, keep in mind that it was composed in 2016. The writing was already on the wall. The biosecurity state was just waiting for the right disease. Zika and the mentality of control. The ruling institutions of this world are quite comfortable with a virus. First with SARS, then H1N1, then Ebola, and now with the Zika virus, mainstream media and official organizations